Hey, what's going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. I'm absolutely thrilled to be back here. I've been on a little trip here with my wife over the last week for her birthday. We took our daughter as well, so I'm back in the saddle. Okay, I'm back in the saddle, but things were never better, even when I was gone. As you know, we've had some amazing guests, and Matt and Joanne, and if I'm not around, somebody's always going to pick up the slack. That's for sure. We're not going to miss this show. And so, right back at it here. Actually, we had a show yesterday as well. So go and catch all those replays, as I'm going to do too. Catching up over the next week too. I'm getting back. Like when I go on vacation, I really turn it off. You know what I mean? So that's how I stay energized and how I stay. And it's not always easy, by the way. It's not always easy. It's not always easy to delete apps off your phone and really kind of turn it off. But I do, and I'm getting better at it. Okay, as time goes on. Okay, with really turning it off when I go on vacation. It's an important thing that's taken me over 10 years in this business to really learn how important that is. Okay, so anyways, I feel good. I'm glad to be back, and one of my favorite guests of all time is actually on the show this morning. Okay, somebody who I've watched just absolutely explode, and she's a real powerhouse. Okay, so Mila, welcome to the show again. How are you?
Good morning. Hi, David. Thank you for having me here again for the third time.
Man, it's so
So
good.
honored
Good
to
to
be here.
Yeah, so good to see you. And tell us the nutshell version of your story for those who haven't heard it before. It's so powerful, and I love your motivation. And there's things that I learn something new about you every time. I mean,
Mhm.
I realized you have a sister.
Yes.
Sometime in, I believe she's either a twin or is
Not
she?
twin.
She's not a
Yeah.
twin.
No, I actually have two sisters, and we are like 2 years apart from each other.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay, so anyway, she's not a twin, but she's actually been marketing too from what I so I mean, there's so much going on with you. This is completely seems like it's changed you and your family's life. So tell us how so. Tell us where you were before you actually got started and found legendary in these skills, and then tell us where you're at now.
Yeah, just so quickly, nutshell, as you said about my story. I'm from Brazil. I came to United States in 2016. In Brazil, I graduated in business administration, and I came to United States, and I was a nanny for over 4 years. Like I take care of kids. I love kids and everything, but that was never like what I wanted to do in my life. So I tried to start other things, like go to beauty field, and I did some classes, and I tried to apply for other jobs like in on my field, but without English, my English wasn't perfect. I don't have much experience. So no company wanted to give me an opportunity. And that's how I started like searching for ways to make money online, or like that I could like do something. And that's how I found the digital marketing. And I tried some of the methods, because internet is full of opportunities. There's so many things you can do, and I tried some, and I made some money, and I lost a bunch. And last year, actually, that's when I found out about legendary marketer, and I saw on TikTok people talking about it, and I was like, okay, like, so let me try for myself. And yeah, that's how I started. And like this completely changed my whole life, like forever. I never ever imagined I would reach what I'm reaching right now. Like I would never imagine, and it changed my families too, because I'm bringing my family to the business, showing them like the power and how amazing is internet, how amazing is this opportunity. And yeah, and I like with everything, I'm being able to help my mom back home. And yeah, but with that, it's been like up and downs. I don't know if you know, but like last week I just lost my main account, my main source of traffic, that was Instagram, for the second time this year. So it's like ups and downs, because with all the success and things like that, it comes also like people that doesn't like you and problems and this. And I guess it's part of the entrepreneurship journey. Like
Yeah.
it's never gonna be perfect. You're always gonna encounter like problems. And yeah.
Not especially when we're in the times that we're in right now, where nobody's ever done what we're doing before. Everybody is just trying to figure it out. Nobody's
Yeah.
ever done anything like we're doing right now. The internet has not existed. Um, just last year, the last couple of years, I mean, hundreds of millions of people have come onto the internet, completely flooded all of these apps. Probably a lot of us or some of them,
Mhm.
and the apps like TikTok and Facebook and Instagram are also trying to figure out how to operate their business.
Yeah.
And it's they're not God. Facebook and TikTok is not God. They don't determine your life. They're just trying to operate their business too.
Yeah.
And it's just part of the times right now. We're all just trying to figure things out and make the best with what we have.
Yeah.
And of course, that's why it's so important to build assets. It's so important to really, I think, right now, since things are, we're all in this new frontier. We're all in this new, just try to play the game by the rules. Just try right now. I think it's super important to try to fly under the radar and just put out just content that maybe is not going to be the most viral content, or it's not going to be the most explosive content, but it's just consistent content that is going to make both the platform happy and is going to make people happy. And try to, you know what I mean? We're just
Mhm.
going through a time to where right now on all the platforms, it's just good to be aware that, people that the platforms are also trying to figure out how they're going to monitor their platform. And
Yeah.
I saw a person just get their account deactivated who is, just in a completely different industry the other day. It's just, and he'll get it back. He'll
It
get it back. I
happens
mean,
with everybody, and like all every niche and everything like that. And it's things that you don't have control, because internet, you don't have control who is watching you. And sometimes like people just don't like you for no reason,
yeah.
and they want to do whatever it can, like to just like take you down or something like that.
Yeah. Still, even with all that happening, it's insane, how, if you don't let those things take you out, how much you can change your life. And I think you're the perfect example of that, because the same, these are the challenges that we promised that you would have when you first signed up. I've been talking about this, and you can confirm that or deny that, but I've been talking about this same kind of stuff that happens. My message has never changed. And it's about preparing for those challenges. And that's why I think your attitude towards a lot of these are not like, oh, the business is over. It's like, oh, this is a challenge. This one hurts. And now let me figure out how to avoid it next time, or how to get back on and keep riding. And so, anyways, I'm proud of you for continuing through all of your challenges. Tell us how you got your sister involved, in how that's, because I think your original motivation was to help your mom back in Brazil, right? But now you've got your sister. Tell us how you've gotten family, how this has helped family, and how you've gotten family involved, and then what's happened since.
My sister started in the beginning of this year. Her husband was trying to figure out things. He was just like he was leaving the Navy, and then like they were leaving LA, struggling with like pain because so expensive there and like so much going on. And I was telling her because I never opened too much like about what I do and like my life to my family. They know like, oh, she works with digital marketing, but I don't like, oh, I'm making this, I'm doing, like I never. And then like I'm seeing her because like my mom was here, was in January. My mom was here, and I was telling her, Mana, I think you could. Mana, it's like sister in Portuguese. And so I think you could do it. Like look at this. It's amazing program. Like it's a lot of people. It's changing lives for a lot of people. And like I'm here. You see like that's like what I'm doing. I think you guys could do too. And then like she started her and her husband started, and yeah, it's changing my whole life, my family, everything.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. It doesn't, it doesn't matter what people think or what they say. It's so funny. And it doesn't even matter what other clients here in Legendary say. You know what I mean? It just there's people who have come in and they just took the information, and in your case, it helped change your life, and now it's helping change your sister's life. Same for me. I mean, when I started this business and when I started developing these skills, there were people both there. I mean, there were not only friends and family um, that say I didn't get any of my friends or family involved. I mean, my wife and I ended up working together in business, but none of my other friends or family. And there'll even be clients who are doubtful. As you ever be in school and just sit next to somebody who's just on the totally different wavelength than you are. You know what I mean? I mean, just back in grade school. So there's even going to be people here in this very program who are doubtful. They get in, they try to pick everything apart, and then there's people like yourself who, I'm sure you had your doubts and skepticisms. I'm sure you're a human being. I'm
Yeah.
sure you had, but what do you think is different between folks who can't seem to get past their own doubts and skepticisms and their own kind of thoughts, in you? What do you, because if you had those same thoughts and you had skepticisms, what have you done differently, do you think, than people who are so doubtful and so skeptical and they let it stop them? What have you done different that's let you be successful?
I don't know. I think like a lot it's mindset. Of course, in the beginning I was like, oh, I think I don't know, like this can't be true. It seems too good to be true, and like, but I keep seeing like if someone is doing, I can do too. So I think like little by little, I started like changing my mindset, and just like I don't, whatever like people are saying outside, I'm just gonna focus here. Like that's what I need to do. Like this is what I have to do. And so I think I with time I just changed my mindset to be like more focused and consistent. I think like some like it's not pretty to hear like, and a lot of people, oh, consistent, but it's true. Like I lost a TikTok account. I lost two times this year. I lost my Instagram account. I'm having to start over again for the third time. uh but it's just like it's part of the journey. It's part of like you encounter problems, and you just like I'm just, I feel like I changed so much that I'm just like I'm focused here. I need to be like, that's what I need to do. And I don't wait, because that's like something also like a lot of people, I feel like they just wait to be like someone and come and grab the hands and just like, okay, they are not like they don't, how can I say, like they don't take action on, okay, let me figure this out, what can I do, more like I don't know the word in English, but that's,
Self-starter, taking the initiative.
yeah, taking an initiative. sometimes they wait for people, and they're like I try to help as much as I can and answer as much people as I can, but sometimes I get some questions that is just like, it's just they could just like type on Google or something like, and I feel like people are waiting to someone grab the hands and figure this thing out, instead of like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Instead of trying. I mean, that's just one
Yeah,
thing, trying.
yeah, and
You
you have
know?
like the program there, like, okay, I'm gonna watch the program, I'm gonna watch it again, the challenge, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it for the third time, because the first time I watched the challenge, I was like, I didn't know what was fun or what nothing like this was, but
Yeah.
you keep like watching, and you know, and
And yeah, you eventually, it becomes like second nature, doesn't it? It
yeah,
becomes like a couple of months in, and all of those things that you didn't know, you're doing them in your sleep. It's like it like, and that's the crazy thing. Like anything in life, is all everybody has to do is just do this for a couple of months. Just seriously, just totally immerse yourself. If you want to be great, if you even want to be good, and you want to just know what you're doing without, and stop having questions and being so dumbfounded, everybody just do this full throttle for a couple of months where you're actually like playing with your funnel builder, you're recording videos, and you're posting them, and you're trying, you're editing, you're following our training, you're doing what we say to do. You're actually going through the training, like Mila said. Man, I'm telling you, you're right. Couple of months in, and you know all of this, and you're now teaching people, you're showing people. And I think that's the point that we've all got to get to where we know enough to where we're like, oh yeah, where we feel like we could show somebody else how to do something. Do you agree?
yeah, I agree. I
And
think
there's
it's like,
nothing special about that. It's just you've already done it. It's not that you're an
yeah,
expert. It's not that you're a master. It's not that you've been doing this for 50 years. It's just that you've done it for a couple of weeks or maybe a couple of months or whatever, and you just know what you're doing, and you can show somebody.
yeah, and just like when I started, I literally like, okay, I barely was scrolling on social media. Like I cut all my free time, every time that I could. Okay, I'm gonna learn this. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna build the skills, and that's like, yeah, and at the beginning, it's gonna be overwhelmed and complicated for everyone because it's a new thing. Everything that you're gonna start that is new is gonna be like overwhelmed. It's gonna be like confused and everything. But if you are consistent enough, if you push enough, like to, okay, I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna, and like little by little, that's how funnel works, funnel sales works. Oh, that's how TikTok, how do you can do on TikTok, and this, it keeps like getting easier and like simpler and easier. And yeah, and with the skills that you build, like that's the good thing about the program and everything, because, and that's what I tell people, because the skills you build, you can use for everything, like every business, because everything is on internet. So
Exactly. And if
I
you're
lost,
not, you're dead.
yeah, I lost two accounts, but I didn't lose my skills. I built my skills. So like that's something that no one can take it off from me. I have the skills, I have the knowledge. So I'm gonna start over again. And as
Well,
many time as needed, I hope not I don't lose again. But that's what I built the skills. That's what I have, and no one can take from me.
yeah, and you're not starting over again. You know what I mean? You're not starting over again. We have to not put so much no value on an account, and I think um that's one of the that's one of the difficult things to do, but it's one of the important things to do, is to really, and I've said this before, but it's to really look at these accounts and these tools like tools, and they're not people. They're not people. They don't have feelings. None of our TikTok accounts, none of our Instagram accounts, none of our Facebook accounts, none of them have feelings. None of
Hmm.
them are people. They're just a bunch of code that a bunch of people coded in somewhere. And is all you're doing is you're setting up an account. And if you have 5 accounts, if you have 50 accounts, if you have 1 account, if you start a new account, and most likely when an account gets blocked or it's just flagged, somebody reported or whatever, and they just took it down. They're going to do a manual review. Trust me. And it's somebody who's making minimum wage or maybe a little bit more to sit there and review your account and make a decision. Trust me, it's a game of cat and mouse. And I used to be less, I wasn't so strong about how I feel about this, but I feel strongly about it now because I see so many people right now who like have flooded the internet and are trying to figure things out and have never seen like anything like this before. They get an account shut down. They're like, oh my God, the internet's broke or the internet hates me or whatever. And it's like, no, it's like, I got my first account shut down by Google AdWords back in 2009. Okay. Because I don't even know what I did wrong. They just flagged the account. I could never advertise from it again. And then I got more accounts flagged from Facebook when I was running ads in 2010. I was running Facebook ads in 2010 to other network marketers because I was a failing, miserable network marketer who was running around chasing friends and family. Okay. And I came on the internet and I got involved in some training and started to learn how to generate leads. And then I became an affiliate for that and then I started marketing it to other network marketers. And I lost more Facebook ads accounts back in 2010 that I can tell you. But I also didn't know what I was doing either. I was learning. I was using company logos as my image. I was doing all kinds of things that, and I'm not saying that anybody's doing anything wrong to lose their accounts or anything else, but what you just said is the most important thing that's ever been said on Wake Up Legendary, is that none of it matters except the skills that you have inside of your brain that nobody can take from you. Nobody can take that from you. My wife and I were listening yesterday to a interview with a lady who was a Holocaust Auschwitz survivor. And she said as they were walking into Auschwitz, her mother said, they can never take from you what's in here. They can take everything, your clothes. They can even take me. And they did. She lost her mother right as they went into the camp.
Mm-hmm.
They split her and her mother. But her mother said, they can never take what's in here. And that, I think, is what a lot of us don't understand. But you have figured it out, my friend. You have realized that what you put in here really, really matters. Would you tell how much it matters to the people who are listening? I mean, how much that matters right here.
It's the most powerful thing. It's like everything that you have, because I can lose the money that I made. I can lose the accounts as I lost some, but once I built the skills, and once you have the knowledge, like you can't nobody can take this away from you. Like that's the most I think is the best investment you can do for yourself is investing in knowledge, invest in education, invest in yourself, like because once you have that, nobody can stop you.
So tell us about what you've done with Instagram and what you've found out about Instagram over the last couple of months. It's beautiful because we're looking at an account right now that has, just over 500 followers. And for those of us who want to go and follow your journey, we can see what you're about to do to bring this account and any other account that you work from back into the thousands of followers. So what are you going to do? What have you done? But more importantly, what are you going to do to grow your next Instagram account?
Yeah, I started this account on Friday, and I think Instagram, and as any social media, it's built for a community. It's built to be like a community, not to be like salesly, not to be just like post like sales and sales. It's build a community and to be as human as possible. So my Instagram, my accounts, I try to use every tools they offer, every features they offer as possible. I use Heels because Heels is the best tool to bring new people.
Reels is the best tool to bring new people who are not already following you.
Yes, that's the format, the content format that Instagram is pushing more right now. It's Reels. So I use Reels to bring more people, to bring more leads, and I use stories, Instagram stories, to connect these people with me. So I don't show just like try to sell them whatever I'm promoting. Like I don't try to sell them on just sell them. I post things about my personal life. I post like, okay, like little pieces that's like it's gonna connect to my audience. They see that I'm not a scammer. I'm not like a random person. I'm a real person. I have a family. I have a husband. I have a dog. And that's what I do. And I feel like I create some sort of like a system, because especially now that you don't have control of social media, and like they, as you said, they are still trying to figure it out with this a lot of people and trying to figure it out how to run their own business. So I can't count on only one thing, only on Instagram. So I have TikTok account. That's how I actually started building a following, because I believe TikTok is the easiest way to start building a following. And from TikTok, I use TikTok to help grow my Instagram account. So, and I have the email list that I built. I focus on growing my email list, and then I have my Facebook, and then all these all these platforms is connected, and I guess like helped me growing my Instagram account. But on Instagram, as I said, like I try to use every tool that they offer, and building a community, not just like put about sales, affiliate marketing. And I try to like show little things about personal life that helps like create a connection, because I think that's how, when people actually trust you and they buy from you, is when like they have a connection with you.
Yeah. Ultimately, I think one of the big things that people are trying to figure out once they become interested in something is it real? Is it real? And so there's kind of the attractor factor, and I'll pull out this document, which is the fishing formula document, and anybody can access this by going back through the challenge on day 5 in the business plan class. You can access this particular little graphic here about the fishing formula. But yeah, it's like there's a couple of things that you have to decide on in order to decide who you're going to target and how you're going to get them in the boat. I'm having a difficult time pulling that up. My computer's running slow, but essentially you got to bring people to the boat. You got to chum the water, similar to how they would throw blood or fish guts or fish food to bring the sharks to the boat. You got to bring people to your boat. And that's with the value. You certainly don't bring them by saying, I'm going to sell something. I have something for sale over here. That doesn't bring consumers and people. I'm teaching free stuff that's going to help. I'm funny. There's funny shit happening over here on this account, and you can learn how, you know what I mean? People are like, oh, okay, cool. Like free stuff, funny. Yeah, I like that, and it's like, and then how am I going to get them in the boat? Well, what am I going to use, for bait? Okay, maybe I'm using a free training, maybe I'm using a free PDF giveaway. I'm mixing that up too, over time. I'm mixing it up, making it more personalized. And then, well, how do I get them in the boat with I use a 2-page bridge funnel. I mean, it's going through the process and really saying, how am I going to chum the waters first and bring people to the boat? Then what am I going to use to convert them, to get them to give me their email address? And then, how do I introduce them to whatever product I'm introducing them to on the bridge page? There's not a lot of moving parts. It's actually rather simple, but I think too many of us try to perfect our little funnel, or we want to perfect our bridge page video, or we want to obsess about the fact that we don't have many emails in our follow-up series or whatever, instead of just getting it good enough and then beginning to start marketing, which is creating content, running ads. And so, what sort of advice would you give people to get into action, to income producing activities faster?
I think like people just need to not like wait for having everything figured out, or waiting for having the perfect conditions, and like feeling like, oh, I'm feeling like to do something. Like, don't think and just do it. You start with the things that you have, because I think that's what makes difference from people. A lot of people who has success and is doing, and it's like a lot of people, okay, I'm waiting for the perfect moment. I'm waiting for the to have like the perfect tools. And like, no, I don't have the perfect tools. That's what I have. That's what I'm gonna do with what I have. And people overthink a lot, and I think that's like,
We overthink like crazy.
Yeah. And test, like something I think it's important also, it's like test everything that you can. Test doing reels, test different types of content, test doing carousel. I don't know how to say this word, but
Carousel?
like, yes, on Instagram. Try test doing different types of content. Try test doing like a different lead magnetic, like,
Yes.
or call to actions. Test everything, because you never know. Like, it's sometimes it's like little things that you change that's gonna be the game changer for you.
For sure. So we got a good question, and I do want to pull up the fishing formula. So Becca said, hey, I've noticed a lot of people are checking my link but are not opting in your funnel. They're not giving you their email address, right? So check this out. Let me go back and actually show this, do a little teaching here for those of you who are listening in, and help you to kind of see where things may be, where they may not be working at for you. And so let me share my screen so you can see what I'm looking at here. All right. Let's see. Let's do just the window here. All right. You can see that?
Yeah.
All right. So when you're going through trying to figure out what's wrong, like what's not working, it's real easy to kind of use this little this fishing formula to kind of do a process of elimination, right? So if you go over here to like, if you have no idea who you're talking to, who your target audience is, then you need to figure that out. That's your species, right? That's like fishing. Like, you need to know what fish you're going to fish for, because you don't want to bring bread if they like to eat hot dogs. You know what I mean? Or you don't want to bring shrimp if they only eat squid. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we need to know who we're targeting, so we can go to the appropriate, we can go where they live, we can bring the right chum, use the right bait, bring the right reel, right? So it's real important to know who we're targeting. Next, where do they hang out at? Well, like, if I'm targeting people who want to make more money, then they're probably everywhere. You know what I mean? Or if I want to target people who are losing weight, want to lose weight, or if I want to target people who, you know what I mean? It'll help me to try, okay, these people might more be on Pinterest, or these people might more be in a Facebook group. So you can decide, hey, where do these people hang out at? Oh man, these people are on TikTok like crazy. because everybody else is, doing it. So I can see that they're getting customers from TikTok, whatever. Chum is your content. How can you get them to the boat? So, in the case of the lady who asked the question, I think was it Becca? Sorry, was it? Yeah, Becca. So in Becca's case, it's like, how do you get them to the boat? Well, it sounds like you're getting them to the boat right now. They're clicking your link. How can you get them in the boat? That's the big question. Your bait's not good enough. Your bait's not good right now. And it happens to be where I have that little red bonefish at right there. That's reminding us right there. Your bait's not good enough. You need to change your bait. So I want you to imagine that you're fishing and and you're continuing to throw down a shrimp and you bring that shrimp, fish are down there, but you keep bringing that shrimp back up and it's a full shrimp and you're going, why are they not biting it? Why are they not eating it? People around me are pulling up shrimp or fish in the same boat, but they're not eating my, hold on. What kind of bait are they fishing with? Oh, they're giving away a free PDF or that. So just put something else on the hook. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be a big to do. You don't have to let everybody know and ask. You don't have to ask anybody. You don't have to tell anybody. Just switch it. Just change it to something else. Change the headline. If you're a Blueprints member, come on to the Blueprints call and get feedback from our CMO. If you're a Marketers Club member, go get feedback from Drew. Use our resources, change up your landing page so you can offer a better bait. Okay. And then you're real. Well, if they're opting in, but they're not buying, then how can you funnel them better? Maybe you're not using the right funnel. Maybe you need to switch up something on your bridge page. You know what I mean? So this process allows you to kind of ask yourself, okay, how far are they coming into your funnel? Where are you losing them? And that's probably the thing. Even if you go all the way to getting them to buy to the result, well, what else can you solve for more money? It's a reminder. What else can you solve for more money, right? So that's why this illustration in this particular fishing formula can be helpful. And Becca, hopefully that was helpful to you to just simply know that you're not doing anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your potential. It's just a simple thing that you got to just change the bait on your hook, and I bet if you throw a different bait out there, you're probably going to get a couple of bites. Mila, what would you add anything to what I just said?
I think that's perfectly said. I think she needs to, like, maybe, and I don't know if she's offering any sort of, like, putting any call to action, like offering any free ebook or free video or free something, like maybe the call to action or something that needs to be working on the opt-in page. That's then it's gonna, like,
yeah,
you're gonna go to the next step.
Test.
One thing that sorry to cut you off, David, but one thing that I do, and this helps also on, if she's using ClickFunnels, they offer, you can do like a split test, and you can have two pages, and then one page you can put like the free lead magnetic, or the other one you keep the way you are using. So ClickFunnels is gonna show you which one is gonna perform well. So then you're gonna know where you are, like, losing them, or which one
right. So, and I bet a bunch of people maybe were thinking, I wonder how you do that. Anybody think that? As you're sitting there listening to me, let's say, ClickFunnels has a split testing feature. Anybody thinking to themselves, sheesh, I wonder how you do that. Wonder if I need a coach for that. Let me show you. I just got out the old Google. Google. And guess what? I just did split test pages in ClickFunnels, and ClickFunnels support came right up, right? Now, Mila, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you said a few minutes ago, the number one thing you see out there with people is they don't take enough initiative. You said you see that all the time. People are not taking enough initiative. So here you go. You can go right here and figure out how to do that split test Well, man, there's even a video. Golly! Golly, there's even a video.
Exactly. Like I got some questions, and like I try to help everybody, but sometimes like it's a something on ClickFunnels, and they literally have a chat right there. And every time that I have any sort of problem, I call them. Like I call them on the chat, and they solve my
Right,
problem.
right,
So
right.
sometimes it's like little things that like you can do and having more initiative. I don't know the
Yeah.
word. Sorry.
Man, I'm just trying to just say out here, it's hard, but it's so easy. It's hard, but it's so easy, people. You know, I mean, one of the things that I think is true is you gotta get hungry, but you gotta stay hungry. And um, how do you get hungry? Well, the only way to get hungry is you get hungry. You know what I mean? You get hungry. You're in pain. You're hungry, and that makes you do something. Um, but what I see is either people don't recognize their pain, or they're not in enough pain to get the motivation to do some of this.
Yeah.
Sometimes our life is just okay, and we get complacent. We just get comfortable. It's like we want change, but it's not really bad enough. And there's a lot of things that I could say, like, hey, don't let things get bad enough to where you have to do something. But what do you tell yourself when about why this is so important to learn? Like, if you had your child or your sister or whoever, and you were obviously your sister, you're sitting them down, and what would you say to somebody to try to convince them that right now is really important to learn these skills because of what's coming in the future? We're not going back to picks and shovels. We're not going back to manual labor. We're going back to robots are going to steal your job. We're going towards everything. We're going towards the metaverse. We're going towards freaking cartoon farm animals. We're all sitting in a room. Mark Zuckerberg says we're going to be in the metaverse. We're all going to be cartoon characters. I mean, we're going towards a place to where they're selling pictures of hand-drawn horses for $300,000 because they're NFTs. I mean, we're going towards a place to where people are spending billions of dollars on a coin that's you can't hold. I mean, the world is crazy. The world is crazy. So in one sentence, or in one breath, I mean, what do you tell yourself, and what did you tell your sister about why? Like, and I mean deep down, not the bullshit. Like, why? Like, for me, it's like I don't want any other man to be telling my family where they got to live and what they got to do. Like, that's like, for me, that's kind of become important to me. You know what I mean? Because I really, really realize how sick the world is and how effed up the world is, and I don't want nobody dominating my family. You know what I mean? I don't want anybody telling us where we got to live or work or drive, or where my kids got to go to school, or what they got to believe in. So and money gives us that freedom to be able to have that flexibility and that control, whether you like it or not. So for me, it's about being able to care for my family and not put them in a place to where they're abused or misused. Right. And I think a lot of people in this world will abuse and misuse people because they're not as rich or not as powerful or whatever. And we've seen that in history, right? We've seen people who
Mm-hmm.
take advantage of people. I'm a real big believer in not abusing power. So I, of course, don't want my children or my family to be abused by people. That drives me. I want to, and I also just love the creative process. I don't think I can never I could never have a lid on my creativity. For me, I have to be free to create. It's just
Mm-hmm.
something that I know about myself. But you know, what is driving you? What do you think internally, deep down inside, is driving you?
You know, David, I was lost professionally for so long, and coming to a new country, and you have to start everything from scratch, and like you depending on people to give you an opportunity to like you actually show your potential and show you who you are, and like people, the companies just couldn't give me like see my potential and who I am. And like the fact that I found this, I fell in love with this, and like the world is digital. The world is digital. Everything on internet. Nobody like not much people watch TV anymore, and even like TV, they watch on Netflix or things like that. That's connected to internet. So the fact that I know what I went through and like not wanting to depend on people to give me like okay, so I don't want to depend on like companies, you know, like I know what I went through, and like I fell in love with this. Like I make my opportunity. I make like I don't want to depend on these on others to for me to be able to make money or live the life I want. And yeah, that's like what really drives me. Like I don't want to depend on any company, and even like sometimes you get a job but like you're not useful for them anymore, and then the other day you were out of there. So it's just
Well,
that I for me that's what drives me. And yeah.
well, thanks for coming on and telling your story for a third time with us. It's just so inspirational, Mila. It's so inspirational. Um, I just thank you. I thank you for believing in yourself, and then taking the amount of action that you've taken, and the attitude that you have is very inspiring. There's so much to learn, not from listening to you teach, but just listening to you talk. There's so much to learn. So thanks for coming on and being willing to talk about it. I get something every time I see you. Tell your husband that I said hello. Tell your sister that I said hello. Tell your mother in Brazil that we said hello. We're rooting for her. I think you're trying to get her to America eventually. At
Yeah,
least that's what I think I remember. So, hey, the
retire
best to
her.
you, and retire her. Well, I have no doubt that you and your mother is very lucky to have you two. So keep up the great work, and maybe we'll see you soon for a fourth time.
Yeah, thank you so much, David, for having me here, for creating this amazing program and opportunity that's like changed my life and changing like so many lives out there. And like you have no idea like the impact that you had in my family and my story. Like literally, thank you so much.
Hey, you're welcome. Thanks for saying that. It's really kind, and thanks for believing. And yeah, it's a partnership, right? We create, and then somebody has to take it and run with it and use it, and so it's a wonderful partnership that a creator and a client gets to have. Like I was the creator, you happen to be the client, and now you've grown your wings to where you can be a creator and go get clients. And it's really cool. So thanks for saying that, and we'll see you really soon, hopefully. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, David.
All right. Bye bye. All right, my friends. There it is. Wow. What can I say? I mean, to have a client like Mila come back for a third time on this show to share her strategies and her story, and just take the time is a beautiful thing for our community. It's a beautiful thing for Legendary. It's a beautiful thing, hopefully, for you individually this morning to hear that and to see that. And you can even go back and you can go through our interviews, our Wake Up Legendary interviews, and you can see Mila. She can see herself back in those earlier episodes. You can watch the journey. It's so real. It's real. It's right there. You can watch it. There's no bullshit. There's no smoky mirrors. There's no sleight of hand. I'm not a magic man. It's right there for you to see and watch with your own eyes. And then you can decide what you want to do with that information from there. I just hope you be legendary. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. Peace.